Buzzer01 and I'm not actually sure how you're supposed to pronounce the name of this band, but that's how it's written. And do you know what? I am so overdue having my first listen to this band. I really am. And I think there's a few reasons that go into that, because so many people have told me time and time again, you know, based on the music I like, Howard, you'll like this band, check it out. And I don't know, is it because the name is too complicated that I keep on forgetting and I'm like typing either the wrong number or the wrong piece of punctuation when I try to remember it? Because there's so many bands we cover on this channel, and I've got to be honest, some slip through the net, and over again, Buzzer01 and do that. It might also be that their music videos are uploaded seemingly on, I'm guessing this is a record label channel, which I've always been a great believer that the best way to do it is upload it on your own channel, because then it makes it easier for you to find. I don't know if that's the reason. By the way, I will give him credit for spelling zebra with 2 E's, because with 1 E it's zebra. Alright, so far I've pissed off all the Buzzer01 fans, and I've also pissed off everyone from America. Anyway, this song is called SHU CREAM, which is something that I can definitely get behind. SHU CREAM is one hell of a nice dessert. Sounding so British now. Anyway, before I get any more British from here in Japan, let's listen to my first ever listen to this band. And actually, do you know what? Sorry, I didn't mention there is a very big reason why I'm listening to this today. Because in a few hours, I'm going to go see them live for the first time. I am going to go see this band live with Ash Frast and some friends from the community. Hello, if you're watching. So, yeah, it just suddenly I was like, I have got to actually sit down and get a studio song or two in before I see them live. So I've got some context. Anyway, here we go. Buzzer01 and this song is called SHU CREAM. It came out 3 months ago, so it's relatively recent. I haven't actually checked if this is the most recent one, but if it's not, then it's got to be somewhere nearby. So, enough waffle, let's get into this. I have no idea what to expect. J-pop? Oh! It's not very loud. Let me see if I can't turn it up anymore. Okay. Loving that pop rock vibe so far. Okay, what are we going to do with this? And who's the singer? Oh, this is... Oh, there's more than one singer! This is so charming. Oh, nice. Introducing the harmony over the heavy staccato bit. Oh, that's so cool. I love the fact that the chorus has this really strong melodic identity, but at the same time, you can hear so much thickness in the vocal and everything. Are they all vocalists? I was not expecting it to be this cute. It's got a nice predictable flow to it as well. It really feels like a pop rock song, but with so much... And you've got the keyboard and everything, there's so much nice depth to it. I love the way the bass is walking down there, just adding a few extra notes. Oh, now we're just going solid rock. Yeah, the keyboard bit is brilliant. It really adds so much as well. Gives that extra identity. Oh, nice, nice. Guitar, keyboard, solo. Ooh. Didn't see the key change coming. Maybe I should have. This is... I can see why this was recommended to me now. Yeah, do you know what? It's been a while since we've had a band like this, and I'm glad for it. I know they've been going for a while, but wow, that is super charming. Okay, let's get the title card back on screen. It was only very brief. There we go. Let's get that on screen. What did you say there? Japanese idol rock band. Okay. We've seen a lot of bands do this combination between like idol and rock, whether it be things like Kakame Meloic, all the way up to obviously when we had like baby metal with that was more like sort of idol meets metal. But there's always been this kind of wonderful thing in Japan where it's combining pop and rock. You know, for so many years that's been quintessential to what makes Japanese music so quirky and so fun, is that ability to like mash styles together. And this is interesting because you could say this was mashing together idol and rock, but I feel like moreover this was just it was charming as hell. It was musically very satisfying because you had that nice tasty hook, that nice tasty chorus that made you want to sing along. But as well, it was the fact that it had musical depth. And this is something that I so often say. Sometimes you'll get a four-piece band who sound like a four-piece band, maybe in the most bland way. It would just literally sound like you'll hear like maybe two guitars, bass, drums, one vocalist, and it just sounds like, okay, that's fine, that can be great. But then you have bands like this where you can hear multiple vocals in there. And, you know, rather than having like two guitars playing the same thing, you'd either have two guitars playing something different from each other, or you have here a guitar and a keyboard playing obviously something different from each other, except for that one bit where they were playing together. And then moreover, having the bassist playing something which has its own little movements where it moves away from the guitar line. You know, the bass here was mostly sticking with the guitar in a kind of a pop rock way, but it was moving away and adding those little notes, like that little bit where it was walking down, you could just hear the extra notes going in there. All those things put together with that vocal layering, all of that, it gives it this extra depth, which makes it sound so much more sonically full. You know, it sounds warmer, it sounds more inviting, it sounds bigger as well, which is something that, you know, a very simple adjective that we so rarely use when talking about pop rock bands, but it has a big sound. You know, it really fills out the headphones. I found this just really, really charming. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely check out more of this band. Obviously, the biggest risk you have with bands like this is where do they find the variation in their other songs? Obviously, I guess the quintessential example that we would often come back to is Silent Siren. Silent Siren being a similar lineup, basically. But then in their case, they did have quite a bit of variation, and they still do, I should say. So in the case of Buzzer01, I'm intrigued to look and see where their variation comes in, how they play with this sound, because if this is their core sound, this is great, but this might not even be their core sound. They might be something totally different in 99% of their other songs. I am very interested to check out more. I really liked it. The video was a lot like the song. The video had kind of like an old school pop rock energy that was super charming. I think that anything that this song and video had that might be considered cliche would be easily countered by everything this song and video had that was just full-on charming. And I mean that in a genuinely very positive way. It was really nicely put together, and you could see thought and effort was put into giving it a good feel and atmosphere. So yeah, for me, this was an absolute winner. Context is always important, because it'd be interesting to know how this compares to the rest of their other songs. But yeah, I'm excited to check out more. I'm excited to go see them live tonight. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. As always, get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.